Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz. And today we've got the big British gun on a shoebox, the Churchill gun carrier. Now, this is a player request video. It's been requested by a buddy of mine from the EU server, Colemane595 of the KRH clan, who loves all things to do with British armour. And he actually has a thing for his Churchill gun carrier. He actually has a nickname. He calls it the Battle Badger. Now, this thing was a real tank, as you can see from the pictures. However, thankfully it was only a prototype and it never actually saw any action. I mean, what were the British thinking during World War II in putting a stupid, massive gun on what is effectively a shoebox? So, this tank, love it or loathe it, is in Blitz. And most people absolutely loathe it. It's not a great tank, to be fair, in many people's eyes. I mean, the armor profile, funnily enough, is not too bad. I mean, the front is pretty good, and if you can get it on some decent angles, you will bounce a couple of shots. It's slow. It's got a fixed turret. It is cumbersome. It is not very good at most things. It's pretty good in a brawl. But you've got to get to the brawl first. Not to worry though, because if you take this out on the battlefield, most people will come to you. Now let's have a look at this armor profile. It's not the best. You can see there, you can sort of angle it and you may bounce a few things, but it's pretty paper thin. It's not the armor you get on the standard Churchills, to be fair. I mean, if you add Churchill BP armor on it, might be a better tank. But then you would move even slower than you're moving now. And in real life, it never had great armor. What about mobility? It's a bit slow, and you're going to get circled to death quite a few times, as you will see here. It's a very slow turning circle. It's not bad, but it ain't the best, and you've got a real big fat backside, which is paper thin, and you will be penned. So what about this gun? Well, the penetration's about 214, and you're going to dish out about 250, which is average damage. The depression is 10 degrees. That's not bad, but it sits on a massive box, and that can be penned, so you lose what you gain in gun depression. You're still overly exposed because you've got to put that big black box on top of a hill. So these are my stats in the Churchill GC, and as you can see, I'm not the best player in it. I've played about 31 games and I've got a 35% win rate, but I've got that mastery. Don't ask me how I did it. I think it was a lucky day, because this tank is really difficult to get to grips with. So what's the gameplay like? Well, you're going to get to any battle pretty slowly. This is not the fastest tank in the game. It's a normal Churchill. I mean, the Churchills are not fast anyway, no matter which Churchill you get. They're all lumbering hunks of British metal. That you can get used to. Just be aware you're not going to get anywhere anytime soon. The battle will have to wait for you. But that's not your biggest concern here. After all, generally you'll find the battle will come to you because people think you're an easy target. The biggest concern that you're going to have with this tank is that massive box where the gun sits. The gun sits at the bottom of the box, so you're going to be exposing that fixed turret almost all the time. There is no way around it. Yes, it's got relatively okay armor right on the front, which isn't really a mantlet, but it is. But everything else around it is pretty paper thin. You can't really angle it because the gun doesn't have a massive circle left or right. And no matter where you turn it, you're going to be turning. The tank, it's just as simple as that. But the thing about this tank is that gun. Once you've got it in a good position, now I'm trying to sort of effectively side scrape and get shots. But once you've got the gun in a good position, and I get a bounce, you can rain really good damage down there. I mean, I've bounced 160 and I've done almost 500 damage, and I've only taken what, 3 shots, 4 shots. This is the most underestimated tank in my opinion. Yes, people hate it, but that gun is really, really good. And once you understand what this gun can do, trust me, you can have some fun in the Churchill. It's not always going to be fun. You're not always going to have a nice day in it. I mean, once you get circled, you're in trouble. It's as simple as that. everybody will come to you. It doesn't matter what you do, you are going to be like a big red rag to a bull on the battlefield, and people are going to absolutely waste you. And you've got to be prepared for that. But this tank is not meant to be, and I'm going to fast forward this tank is not meant to be front line. It really isn't, because you'll get wasted. But how do you do? Well, we got a third class there. We did 1,600 damage almost. And we did okay. I mean, we were the top gun. I mean, this is the thing about this tank. The gun is really good. Now, I've fast forwarded the first part of the game because, as I said, it's going to take you time to get to any battle. So there's no point showing you me lumbering this big British hunk of metal for 2 minutes. Let's get involved. Now, the gun on this is really good, as I said. And you have the ability to cause quite a lot of damage. And I apologize for the lag on this game. There's not much I can do about it. You can see I'm sort of aiming all over the shop and I'm still penetrating. That's lag. I played this game very late, a day or so ago, and the lag was just dreadful. So you have to trust me, I was aiming. This was not Wargaming giving me priority treatment or whatever, because I'm not a contributor to Wargaming. Thing is, the tank is difficult to drive. Of course it is. It's, you know, I'm trying to get that gun down, trying to get it round. Oh, it just won't move because the dispersion left and right is really not that great. And you know, you've got to put yourself into a position whereby you're going to be at risk. There's no way around that with this thing. But that's, like I said, one of the least of your worries and concerns. I mean, here I am again. Oh, I did actually get it on him. You know, the KV2 can waste me, of course he can, but I've got a faster reload and we can waste the KV2. And this is the thing, I mean, the reload's good, the aim time isn't bad, the maneuverability is dreadful, but tell me a Churchill or show me a Churchill where the maneuverability isn't dreadful. We've done 600 damage, we've wasted 2 tanks. We're not the best on the battlefield, but you can see the gun will do what it is meant to do. And that's the thing. Forget the armor, forget the mobility. We all know they're rubbish. But don't underestimate the gun, because you put this in the right place at the right time and you will hurt whatever's in front of it. The penetration values are very good. The reload and the aim time is reasonable. And you will see, once you get used to this tank, that there are things you can do in it that you didn't think you could do. Now, I'm not saying this is a great tank. I'm not saying it's one of the favorites and everybody should go out in it immediately. It's not. Let's not kid ourselves here. This is not one of the best tanks in Blitz. In fact, if you go onto Bushka's website, this is one of his top 5 worst tanks in Blitz. And you can understand why, because people just don't like it. They don't get on with it. I'm not saying everybody, you're not going to be loved on the battlefield by your team. You're not going to love yourself on the battlefield. But it can be, on occasion, okay and good fun to go out in. Yeah, okay, you're going to be frustrated more than happy most of the time. But you can get involved in, you know, you can play around with the gun, you can see what's what. And if you're lucky enough, you'll win more than you'll lose. I mean, I don't, obviously. I mean, I've lost more than I've won. But you know, I took this out recently. I haven't played this tank for a long time until I had the request. And recently, I mean, watch this. You know, you're just rolling top alpha all the time. Your reload's good. Your aim time is good. And, you know, you're going to hurt people. But anyway, as I was saying, so I hadn't taken this tank out for a long time. And I had the request come through, and obviously my first thought was to roll my eyes and think, oh my God, what have you asked for? I mean, look at this. Boom. But I took it out, and I think my win rate since taking it out again is about, I don't know, 50%. And this is the thing. I mean, I decided to give it a second chance, so to speak. And I'm still not convinced it's a good tank, to be honest with you. But it's a tank. And love it or loathe it, it will do exactly what you make it do. It's not the tank that's necessarily bad, it's the way you play it. And, you know, we do okay there. We do another 1300 damage, we get 2 kills, we survive the battle, and we get a second class for our troubles. And we did okay. I mean, okay, we were the 3rd top gun, but we did what we're meant to do. We supported the team and we were there when it was required. But, you know, I mean, this is the last game, and I took this game out literally before I made this video. This is fresh off the blocks today, so to speak. And first and foremost, I'm pretty low down the order there. I'm not a top tank. Secondly, I don't think we're going the right way, but I'm going to have to support my team and follow them because I'm the slow lumbering shoebox of a TD. And I'm sat there thinking, oh, this is not going to be good. We're going to, you know, I'm going to be in trouble because of the Churchill gun carrier. Whatever battle's going on, I'm going to be there after the event. They've all gone the other way. They're not even going to be able to come to me. Oh, and I'm feeling that this game is not going anywhere, which is the normal reactions you get when you're in a Churchill gun carrier. Most people get in this tank and all of a sudden everything is negative. Oh, we're going to lose. Oh, I'm going to die. Oh, I'm going to be back in the garage in less than a minute. Oh, everybody's going to circle me and kill me and blah, blah, blah. And that's the normal reaction. Watch this. I mean, okay, I didn't pen him. I tracked him, and now I can have some fun. You know, almost 300 alpha rolls there. This gun is amazing. It really is. I mean, okay, he's going to shoot me. He's a tier above me, and he's a T-43. It's a really good tank. And we waste him. I mean, we've done 500 damage on one tank. And this is where the Churchill gun carrier is underestimated, in my opinion. Oh, don't get me wrong, this is not a great tank on any shape. But look at this, look at the accuracy. The Cromwell is just thinking nobody can get me, and there I am in the Churchill, penning his mantlet, giving him a really bad time. He's having a bad day of it. And this is where this tank shines. Okay, you're not going to be setting the world on fire on the battlefield, but you really can have some good fun. I mean, oh, I'm now saying, oh my god, the SU's going to kill me. He misses because he shot on the way down, and voila, we managed to absolutely waste an SU-100. That's just comical. And for our troubles, we've lost, what, 200? And that was from the T-43. I mean, I'm not saying every game's going to be like this, but you put the gun in the right place, you trust in the gun, you will have a really good time. But at first, you will be negative and you'll hate it. And look, we get a second class, we do almost 1500 damage, we have a good time in it. We came second behind a Drac. I mean, this is a Drac. I mean, wow, you can play in it. So don't think you can't. Don't think that this tank is not playable. Don't think this tank is just awful, 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 and you're going to die in the first 2 seconds. You're not if you play it well. It's not the prettiest tank. It's not the best tank. It's not even close to being the most mediocre tank. It's not a good tank. I fully agree, and I fully sympathize with anybody who hates this tank. But you can play it. It is playable. You can have fun in it. Not all the time, I admit. It is quirky, but don't write it off just yet. Give it a go. Be patient. Play it for the tank that it is. Don't play it because you think it's a TD. It is a TD, but if you sit there and camp, people will see you and you'll get wasted. It's not as bad as everybody makes out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please keep them rolling, guys. I'd love to have requests. I'd love to have people send me videos of their own. And, you know, I want to grow the knowledge base of this channel. This is a channel for average players, not the super dupers of the world for the people who go out there and play it because they love it. They may not be the best, but they love playing it. Anyway, I've been Fujit. I hope this video has been okay. Until the next time, have fun on the battlefield and happy tanking. Hey, I've been Fujit and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time guys, happy tanking.